Let's talk about trauma. What is trauma? Well, it's something that happens to someone that causes them to now go into a place of being afraid of ever being in that situation again. And I was about 9 years old, and I saw a family member actually stab someone close up. I was actually right there when it happened. Based on what was happening, and I was told to do something, and that person came, like, launched in, if I'm saying the right word, and the other person stabbed him right here, and it was like the blood was coming out and coming out, and that was, of course, very traumatic for me to even see something like that close up. And then the police officers were called, of course, in ambulance, and I was put in the back seat of the police car. I remember, and I can't remember if I was taken to the police station or questioned right there in the car. One thing I do remember, along with the traumatic experience of watching someone be stabbed that close, was the police car. In the back of the police car, there were no handles. There was no way for me to get out of that vehicle. And that also traumatized me. And I thank God I've never been in the back of one. I hope I never get in the back of a police car, but that very much traumatized me to find myself in the back of a police car, and there was no way for me to get out. I almost think sometimes that was more traumatic. But trauma is something that a lot of people have experienced in their life. And, for me, there was a time after probably 40 some years, God began to use somebody to break that trauma off of me, because I had carried that with me for much of my life. And so trauma is a real thing, and not everybody trauma is the same. And we may never know whether or not someone has experienced trauma. You probably, if you know me, would never know that I experienced that kind of trauma. But trauma is real, and God can heal us from that, any kind of trauma. I'm a lady, and I'm lifing, and I'm living this life. And until next time, live well, take care of yourself, and God bless.